Hey guys, it's me Noah, back doing another Team 1-inch deck profile. This time I'm here with teammate Jonathan, and he'll be deck profiling.
Evol.
Is there anything you want to say about the deck before you get into it?
It's really fun, not extremely competitive, but it can catch some people by surprise if they don't know what they're up against.
Alright, so let's just head into it.
Alright, so first off, we're going to start off with 3, Evil Sorcerado. He's basically the main beater of the Evil Swords, and so he's a 1900 beat stick, and he's just one of the standard level 4 you're going to want to go for when you haven't really loaded the graveyard or there's no really any back row on your opponent's side of the field. This is just the guy you want to go at the beginning of the duel. So that's him. Next up, we've got, 3 Evil Tile Najasho. So basically, Evil Tile Najasho is an evil tile, so he's a reptile, and what his effect is that when he's tributed, you get to special summon an Evil Sword from the deck, and so it's pretty good because you can use him in combination with other cards, which we'll get to that later, but he's got 100 attack and 2000 defense, so you can set him, and sometimes you'll catch people off guard, and they will hit a 2000 wall. Next, 3 Evil Tile Weslow. He's a flip effect monster with 1900 defense. What happens is if you attack him and you flip face up, you get to special summon an evil sword from your deck, such as this guy. And basically it's mainly one of the cards you're going to get at the beginning of the duel. And he's just overall a great card. Really like him. He looks really cool too. Next we have Evil Sword Volcano. I bumped him up to 3 because, well, he's basically like the monster reborn of the deck, and when you make him and you bring someone back, it's an instant exceed. He can special summon an evil sword from the graveyard, so if this guy's in the graveyard or a guy similar to him, you can special summon him and then exceed him with the Volcano, and then you'll get a great play. So he's basically the optimal play to make, usually. And so yeah, really like this card. Really cool. Only when he's special summoned by an evil tile is when his effect goes off. So next we have Evil Sword Diplo. I run 2 of him. He's a back row destruction, 1600 beater. His effect is not really about exceeding, but it's about that back row hate, so he's a great card in that aspect. He's also got the second greatest attack out of the evil swords in the deck, since we're only running 3 different evil swords. So yeah, that's him. And next, the last monster that we're running Blaster, Dragon, Ruler of Infernos. The deck doesn't really have, in terms of beaters, like it has almost no high beaters, and also sometimes things like Volcano can be kind of dead in the hand because they can't usually be special summoned from the deck anymore by an evil tile effect. So it's going to be good to discard him for Blaster and get some destruction off, and load the graveyard for later, so that's really good. Next we're going to be running Triple Pot of Duality. The deck is a bit slow and inconsistent, and so this really helps it get going. You can get things like, you can basically set up your combo plays easier because your combo plays will make huge exceeds plays later on, so this is what these are about. Alright, next we have Triple Evil Force. So basically, what this does is you get to tribute an evil tile monster on your side of the field, such as Weslow or Najasho. And basically when you tribute them, you get to special summon evil swords. Najasho's effect is that when he's tributed, you get to special summon a evil sword from the deck. So if you activate Evil Force, you tribute Najasho, you get the effect of Evil Force to special summon an evil sword from the deck, such as Diplo. And then when the effect of Najasho resolves for being tributed, he doesn't miss the timing. He'll get to special summon another one from the deck. So it's a really great play. So that's Evo Force. Next is Evo Diversity. Evo Diversity is a great card. It's basically it's the searcher of the deck. You just activate it, add someone. It can be Evil Tile or Evil Sword. Really good in that aspect. So you're going to need to run 3 always, no matter what preferences you have. Next we have 2 MST. I would run 3, but as a matter of fact, Diplo sort of acts as its own MST, and we run 2 of those already, so it's all good. Next we run double enemy controller. So enemy controller is basically so you can steal other people's level 4s to make rank 4s into other stuff, and when you steal your opponent's monster, you get to tribute a monster, so you can tribute things like Najasho, and Najasho will get his effect, and you can special summon from the deck off of his tribute, and you can take their monster too, so it's really a great play in that aspect. Also, Serato has an effect that if he is special summoned by an evil tile, and then he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get to add an evil tile to your hand, and so enemy controller switches things to defense position, so you can get some pluses off of that, too. So that's really good. Enemy controller. I like it. So, Book of Moon, it's a staple. Soul Charge. Basically, I just run this for fun because I like to special summon a bunch of level 4s from the graveyard and make some stuff. And it's kind of hard to get over a lot if you make like double Yugioh off of this, or Yugioh and a Dolka straight up for like 4,000 life points. Not bad. Next we have Dark Hole. It's another staple. Clears the board. Next we have onto the traps. We have Evo Singularity. Evo Singularity is the new trap card. It's really great if you have one evil tile and one evil sword in the graveyard. What you can do is you can activate this card and you can special summon an Evo Xyz monster, an Evo Czar, and you can Xyz these into it. So it's really great. It's really crazy. I'm not sure how this isn't banned or looked down upon yet, but I'm sure someone will figure out how to make it more broken than it already is. Next we have double trap stun, so basically trap stuns to make sure that your Xyz will go through, because you don't want someone blocking the creation of Yugioh or blocking the creation of Dolka or even Solda, so that's really good. Next we have some basics: Bottomless Trap Hole, Solemn Warning, and Compulsory Evacuation Device. So those are part of the staples. I don't run Torrential Tribute because your deck will do a lot of swarming, and One-Dimensional Prison just for good measure. It catches people by surprise, because that's what this deck does. And so now we're going to be moving on to the extra deck.
Good question. So,
yeah.
So for your main deck, is there any like trouble or like any like awkward situations you constantly get into?
Oh yeah, definitely. Basically, a hand where you draw a bunch of evil swords will be really difficult to navigate with, because things like this, like they're not big beaters. They get no effects on the field, and they're really a cloggy part of your hand, and sometimes it can ruin you, but that's what the traps are for. Things like Deep Prison, you can save one, you can set one, save it for the turn with Deep Prison, and then normal summon another one next turn and get out a really great Xyz. And so, I mean, that's the best we can do for now in terms of evil swords in the hand. There are some evil swords that special summon from the evil tiles that special summon the evil swords from the hand, but I don't really like to run those right now. So, onto the extra deck this time. Alright, so I run one wind up Zen mains is to use the Westlows, who are level 3, just something for that. Acid Golem, another thing for the Westlows, just in case there's something huge you need to run over. Maestroke, basically he's a staple for level 4s, or he used to be, but now it's really not that used, but I think he's still pretty good. I like flipping things face down and also becoming its own like weaker form of Zen mains, but I think it's pretty good. I like it. So this one's weird. Some people may not remember what this does, but basically it's any 2 level 4s, you make this, and then you can detach one, and then you can detach one material, and you can flip one face-up monster on your field into face-down defense position, and then during the end phase, you flip it back up into face-up attack. So what you can do is you can combo it with this Westlow, and you can detach, flip it face down, end phase, flip face up, and then you get his effect. And it's really just for recycling him. It's just a funny play. Just if you have the options to make it, and you have a Westlow, it's really great. And so then we have Steel Swarm Roach. Not sure why I run him, but you never know when the time may come. Then we have Black Ship of Corn to deal with Boojins and stuff, I guess I would say. Not really sure what this is really needed for. You can deal with the hands with this, send them to the grave. I don't know. It's just a really great sending card. Then we have King of the Feralims. King of the Feralims adds any reptile, and of course the evil tiles are reptiles, so you can add any of those and make maybe an inconsistent hand into something a little more consistent. Then we have this thing that I teched in because I think it's an awesome card. Number 91, Thunderspark. Basically, you can Xyz 3 level 4s into this and then detach all those 3 materials, and you get to destroy all the cards on the field except for this one. So I think that's really great. I mean, oh no, all the other monsters on the field except for this guy. So I feel like that's an interesting effect. I really like it. And so, yeah, that's why I use him. Oh, that's not the one I want to go to. Then we have triple Dolka. So basically, Doka is the Evil Czar that you're going to want to make with your dinosaurs when your opponent's going to be activating effects from the hand, from the graveyard, or on the field. It negates the effect of any monster effect during either player's turn, and you detach one, negate it, and destroy it. So it's really great. You're going to want to make this in combination with Logia. And now I will show you Logia, who is my favorite Xyz out of all of the Evil Czars. Basically, he negates the summon of a monster, negates the activation of a spell, or the activation of a trap. Of course, not counter traps, but he's a really great card. I think he's amazing. And he's a 24 beater. He's really good, extremely nasty. I love him. He's the man. Alright, and next, the thing I run two of you Evil Czars is Solda. So basically, Solda's a rank 6, but we're able to make him using Evo Singularity, because Evo Singularity you special summon from your extra deck, and it doesn't matter what rank he is, and so you can actually exceed a level 3 with a level 4 and make a rank 6. So yeah, it's some pretty stupid stuff. I really love it. And yeah, that's the Evil deck.
So if you could give MVP to one card in this deck, who would you give it to?
Oh, definitely Logia. When you make this guy, the expression on people's faces will change. Like, they just don't want to deal with having me say no to the next thing they're gonna do. Like, it's really, really a nuisance for other players, and that's why I really think what makes the deck. Honestly, without this card, the deck wouldn't even be worth making. He's really amazing. So, yeah,
Legit.
MVP to Logia. More like Legaia.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Solda can't be destroyed by card effects when he has a material, so that's really good. And in the picture for every single Evil Sword card, maybe you can't see it in the video, but there's actually you can see that Darwinian chart. It shows like the evolution from primate to human. It's actually very interesting. It also has a bunch of carbon fiber chains in the background, which is really cool. And also all of their tails, from Evil Zor to Evil Tile, all of their tails actually have double helix DNA strands. So that's really interesting. It's supposed to represent like the evolution from reptile to dinosaur to dragon. It's really cool. I thought it was an amazing idea. It really reminds me of Digimon in a lot of ways, and so yeah, I really like this deck. It's one of my favorites of all time now.
Legit sandwich, guys. So this is Team 1 Inch signing out. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We've got a retro deck profile coming up for you. Soon we're actually going to start really getting back into Vanguard. My gadget deck's going to go out sometime next week, doing a bunch of interesting stuff. Anything else?
Viva Mexico.
Legit.